Pete Rose, the iconic baseball player and Major League Baseball's all-time hit leader, passed away at the age of 83, leaving behind a legacy as complex as it is controversial. Banned from baseball in 1989 for gambling on the Cincinnati Reds, the team he managed, Rose's life was marked by missed opportunities and a constant struggle for redemption. When Commissioner Bart Giamatti issued the ban, he remarked, "The burden to show a redirected, reconfigured, rehabilitated life is entirely Pete Rose's." Sadly, Rose never shouldered that burden. Despite having a devoted fan base and numerous supporters advocating for his return, he repeatedly sabotaged his chances. His inability to navigate the consequences of his actions kept him in the shadows of the sport he cherished. For the past 35 years, Rose lingered in a state of limbo, occasionally appearing at independent league games, broadcasting for Fox, and being celebrated at MLB stadiums where he once shined. Yet, he always felt he deserved more, a central role in the sports narrative, viewing himself solely through the lens of his on-field achievements while dismissing the darker chapters of his life. Rose's baseball accomplishments are undeniably impressive. With 4,256 hits across 3,562 games, he holds records that may never be broken. He was a 17-time All-Star, a 3-time World Series champion, and an NL MVP. However, reconciling these achievements with his erratic behavior complicates his legacy. Allegations of corking his bat, serving 5 months in prison for tax evasion, and accusations of inappropriate relationships cast a long shadow over his career. In 2017, a woman came forward claiming a sexual relationship with Rose when she was a minor, an incident he acknowledged but attempted to minimize. This was not the first time Rose found himself embroiled in scandal. His 1989 lifetime ban was preceded by a detailed report highlighting his gambling habits, a cardinal sin in baseball. The rules are clear: any player who bets on games connected to their duty faces permanent ineligibility. Rose initially accepted this fate, yet he spent years denying his gambling, poisoning his chances for reinstatement. In the early 2000s, when Commissioner Bud Selig offered a path to redemption, it came with strings attached. Rose would need to admit to his past and cease gambling activities. In a moment of opportunity, he faltered, opting instead for a life filled with self-inflicted wounds. It wasn't until 2004, when he published a memoir, that he finally confessed to betting on the Reds. Even then, he rationalized his actions, claiming he only wagered on his team's victories. This tendency to minimize his faults persisted, especially when allegations resurfaced about his betting practices as a player. In recent years, the MLB's evolving stance on gambling opened new doors for Rose. Yet, despite the push from loyal fans and former teammates, every attempt at reinstatement has been met with resistance. The National Baseball Hall of Fame remains close to him, as the rules prohibit inducting individuals on the permanently ineligible list. Rose lived life on his terms, often embracing his rebellious image. He thrived on controversy, even using Hall of Fame weekend to sign autographs and mock the institution that turned its back on him. His infamous memorabilia, inscribed with "Sorry I Bet on Baseball," reflects a profound irony. While he expressed regret over the consequences of his gambling, it was clear he didn't truly regret the act itself. Ultimately, Pete Rose's greatest adversary was not the MLB or its officials but himself. He crafted a narrative of lost potential, forever haunted by what might have been a tragic end for a once great player in a sport that reveres its history.